Hello friends, it's Sherry from Turquoise Dreaming. How's everyone doing today? Welcome to my channel and thank you for joining me, and thank you for joining me for Tassel Tuesday. So this is a collab that was created by Jovi at Creating with Jovi, and so every Tuesday we get together and we make some tassels. And everybody just does whatever they want. It's an open collab. Anyone can join in. Everyone that I know of that's participating will be linked below this video. I also have a playlist that you can look at if you want to get some ideas for tassels that I've made in the previous weeks. So what I'm doing this week is using some leftover fabric and lace from previous tassels, and every week after I make a tassel, if I have elements left from that tassel, I put them in a Ziploc bag so I can make another tassel with it later, right? So what I'm using from this bag this week is this red gingham. And there's some brown and white gingham, which was gifted to me, this fabric right here by Jovi. And so, yep, that's what I'm using. And some lace, which I cut from a vintage tablecloth, a lace tablecloth. So I'm using some strips of that. And let's see, I got a cowbell here, which was actually a Christmas ornament that I picked up at Christmas. In the miniature Christmas tree section, some little ornaments. So I'm going to use that. So my hanger this week, I've got my strips here that I just showed you. I think I have enough to make a nice fluffy tassel. My hanger this week is going to be a piece of fabric. So usually, or sometimes I use like a lobster claw clasp or a loose leaf notebook ring. This week I thought I'd do something different than I have done in the last few weeks. And that is make a fabric hanger. I'm just trying to see if I have any strings here. I think I see a couple. And so, yeah, this is what I usually do before I turn on the camera. I get all my strips ready and I pull this if there's any strings, because these fabric strips I tear. The lace from the tablecloth I cut. Okay, so I'm going to try to get this piece of strip of fabric here in the middle of my strips. So let me see, because I want this to be evenly distributed on each half. So if I get it in the middle, that would be very helpful. Here's another string here. Okay, so these are pretty much the same size strips, but I wasn't like terribly picky as far as they have to be exactly the same size or anything like that, as far as to the inch. So I see a piece that looks shorter here. I want to pull on that a little bit though, and we can trim this when we're done. So that's why you really don't have to be super picky on the length, but I try to get it the same before I tie it up. So I think, let me see if it's in the middle. Okay, I think it's in the middle. That looks like the middle. Let me measure it, actually. I was measuring it earlier. It's about 13 inches long this way. So if that's 13, just say about right there. Put like a ½ inch up on each side for my ruler. Okay, so that it looks like I do have it in the middle there. Okay. I just was kind of wanted to make sure so I don't just have it really lopsided, you know what I mean? So then I'm just going to tie a knot here. And I'm going to tie it pretty tight, but it doesn't have to be as tight as it can go. You know what I mean? Pretty tight though. And then I'm going to tie a little, well, I'm going to go ahead and put my trying to see if I want to have this hanging from the top or the other little piece I'm going to tie on here. Let's see, I think I want it from here so it doesn't hang down too low, you know what I mean? I can always untie it and redo it if I don't like it on there, but we're going to try it like this. And then I'm just going to tie a knot up here at the top. And trying to see, I don't think I have enough to tie a bow if I want, don't I? I tried to make this nice and long so I could do, have plenty of fabric to work with here, and that looks like, that's plenty of fabric there to hang off of a journal, and this can always be untied and loosened up if somebody wanted to make this little loop right here bigger, and maybe they want to hang it on a doorknob and need it to be a little bit bigger, you can loosen this up and just tie a knot at the top instead of a bow, you know what I mean? Or if you're making one, make it longer, make this piece longer. Okay, so I've got a pretty bow at the top here. I've got my hanger, I've got my bell. So now we're going to pull this down and make our little kind of like top piece here that we kind of gather together. So I'm going to pull all this up so it's out of the way. So you can see this is not a super long one, but sometimes it's nice to, like I make super long ones and I make shorter ones because the shorter ones I kind of picture on a journal, you know what I mean? Like it's not short, but it's not super long where it would be kind of like too long for the journal. Okay, so this one is perfect for a journal or other home decor. So there you go. You can see kind of how pretty it is and all the different elements in there. And that's exactly what I wanted. I want it kind of evenly distributed if possible with all the elements. And you could leave it just like that. But I'm going to tie another piece around here. And so again, I'm going to try to center this here at the top. And we can pull it down after we get this tied. I see a string now. Let me pull the string off of here. Couple of strings. Part of the process, right? Just pull your strings off if you see any. If you tore your fabric, I kind of would like to get them off right now instead of later after I have this tied. So I think that might be it. See something right here. I think I'm going to cut this piece off right here. Just some kind of. There we go. All right, I think I'm happy now. I'm happy. Okay, so we're going to bring this up, and it's even, you know, evenly at the, you know, my two ends are meeting there. I'm going to tie a knot here. So just tie a little knot. Before I pull it tight, I'm going to pick this up and kind of pull everything down here through, you know, through my little top ribbon here or fabric piece. Okay, because I don't want it to kind of bulging out there. I want it, I mean, it can be bulging out, but you know, I don't want it to be bulging out in the wrong places, if that makes sense. Okay, I think it looks good. This ribbon, this red piece right here, I'd like to pull that down. There we go. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Okay, yeah, you just got to work with it a little bit. It's not hard. Okay, now we can pull it tight. See it coming together? See how pretty it is? Okay. And then lately I've been, when I have a long piece like this, like you could leave this like this, maybe tie another knot and cut the extra off. But I've been tying a little bow, and I think that's really pretty too. And then when somebody gets this, they can always, you know, adjust it to their needs. You know, they can untie this bow. And just, if they don't want a bow there, they can just tie a knot type of thing. So, see how pretty that is? Okay, now let me get it all straight for you so you can see the final result here and see how we like it. Okay, so here's our cowbell. I think those are super cute as a little kind of charm. Okay, and then we just kind of get everything straight and kind of fluff it out and see if we need to trim anything, like if there's any pieces like are hanging down. And that, see, here's the bow we tied. This is the pieces from the bow right there. Okay, let me show you real quick right here. See, now if you want like all your pieces at the bottom exactly even, you could just trim it and cut it right off. You know, be really picky about it and just get it trimmed straight across. I kind of like the uneven. See how pretty that is? And it kind of just looks kind of fluffy and pretty. I mean, just look at that. And you can, you know, move this around. See how it's kind of like you have it in the middle, kind of like a charm right in the middle. I didn't tie it on here because, see, I could have, you could take your, if you're going to put something like this on here, that piece we tied around here, you could tie it from there. but my fear was that it would be too long and it would hang down too far. See how it's sitting right in the middle of the tassel right now? That's what I wanted. I wanted it to be right there. I didn't want it hanging way down here. So that's why I put it, hung it from this hanger piece. So that is it. I hope you liked it. It didn't take long, did it? I know I had part of it done before the video, but I just really love making tassels. And I love the fabric ones. I think those are my favorite. So, but they've all been super fun. So yeah, just take a look at my playlist, and I make all different kinds with buttons and pom-poms. I just like to do different ones too. So thanks for watching today. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next week. Happy crafting.